The BTS fandom was left in absolute shock and heartbreak after the contents of a deeply emotional letter from Jungkook to his bandmates, Taehyung, V, and Jimin, were revealed. The letter, written from his military camp, has sparked an outpouring of tears and concern among ARMYs worldwide. What did Jungkook go through? Why did he feel the need to write such a heartfelt message? And what about the letter had fans sobbing uncontrollably? It all started when reports surfaced about a letter Jungkook had written during his time in military training, addressed specifically to Taehyung and Jimin. At first, many fans speculated it was just a simple update, a casual check-in between close friends. But when the letter's contents were disclosed, it became clear that this was no ordinary note. It was a raw, unfiltered glimpse into Jungkook's emotional state, struggles, and reflections during his time away from the limelight. For months, fans had wondered how Jungkook was coping with military service. Unlike the glamorous life he led as a global superstar, military enlistment in South Korea is notoriously strict and rigorous. Soldiers endure grueling schedules, intense physical training, and mental challenges that test their endurance in unimaginable ways. Rumors had swirled about Jungkook's struggles early in his enlistment, but nothing had been confirmed, until now. In his letter, Jungkook reportedly detailed the mental and physical toll of military life, admitting that there were moments when he felt completely alone. Fans were particularly heartbroken by his words describing the exhaustion, the aching loneliness of being away from those he loved, and the overwhelming pressure to stay strong despite everything. "I thought I was ready for this," Jungkook's letter reportedly read. "I told myself it would be okay, that I could handle anything. But some nights when the lights go out, and all I have is my thoughts, it feels like I am drowning in silence." What made the letter even more emotional was its direct address to Taehyung and Jimin. These three have shared a special bond since their early trainee days. From their silly late-night conversations to their unwavering support for each other during tough times, their friendship has always been one of the strongest within BTS.Jungkook's words to Jimin revealed a side of their friendship that many fans never expected to hear. "Jung, you always knew when I was struggling, even when I tried to hide it. I miss your voice, the way you laugh, the way you make everything feel lighter. I think about our late-night talks and the way you never let me feel alone." To Taehyung, Jungkook wrote with equal sincerity, expressing how much he missed the carefree moments they used to share. "Taehyung, do you remember the times we used to dream about the future together? It feels so distant now, like a life that belonged to someone else. But I hold on to those memories because they remind me of who I am, who we are." For fans who have followed their journey from the beginning, these words hit like an emotional wrecking ball. The thought of Jungkook feeling so vulnerable and isolated made ARMYs tear up, knowing how much his brothers meant to him. Soon as the letter's contents were revealed, social media exploded with reactions. The hashtags #WeMissYouJungkook and #StayStrongJK began trending worldwide within minutes. Fans expressed their sadness, but more importantly, their unwavering support. Reading Jungkook's letter broke me. He's always been the strongest, the one who lifts everyone up. Knowing that he's struggling like this is devastating, one fan wrote. Another ARMY tweeted, "Jungkook, we are here for you. You are not alone. Taehyung and Jimin are waiting for you, and so are we." Many fans even started writing their own letters to Jungkook, flooding social media with messages of love, strength, and encouragement. Some shared their own struggles, relating to the loneliness and isolation he described in his letter. Others reassured him that he had an entire world of people who loved and supported him unconditionally. While fans were already drowning in emotions, what happened next made the situation even more touching. Taehyung and Jimin, upon reading the letter, responded in a way that only deepened the emotional impact. Jimin, known for his caring nature, posted an old photo of him and Jungkook laughing together, captioning it with a simple but powerful message. "You're never alone, Kookie. We're waiting." Taehyung, on the other hand, surprised fans by sharing a snippet of a song, an unreleased melody that many speculated was written for Jungkook. The lyrics, "No matter how far, my voice will find you." Fans were left speechless, overwhelmed by the love and sincerity radiating from the trio's bond. It was a rare moment where the emotional connection between BTS members wasn't just seen. It was felt deeply by millions. Despite the hardship, Jungkook's letter also carried a promise. "I won't let this break me," he wrote. I will return stronger, wiser, and more grateful than ever. Just wait for me. His words were a reminder that, while military service is challenging, it is also temporary. He will be back and he will reunite with Taehyung, Jimin, and the rest of BTS. More importantly, he will return to the loving arms of ARMY, who will be waiting with open hearts. For now, fans hold on to that promise, sending him strength from afar and counting down the days until BTS is whole again. And when that day comes, it won't just be a reunion. It will be a celebration of resilience, friendship, and the unbreakable bond that ties them all together. Until then, the words of his letter remain etched in the hearts of those who love him, a reminder of the human behind the superstar. A young man who, even in his hardest moments, still finds the strength to reach out and remind us all of the power of love, friendship, and hope. While Jungkook's letter gave fans a rare glimpse into his emotions, many were left wondering, what exactly did he go through in the military? South Korea's mandatory military service is known to be one of the most rigorous in the world, with months of intense physical training, strict discipline, and a complete cutoff from the luxurious lifestyles that idols and celebrities are used to. Sources close to the military revealed that Jungkook had been placed in a physically demanding unit, undergoing weeks of grueling exercises, survival training, and extreme weather conditions. For someone who had spent the last decade performing on grand stages, traveling the world, and living in the comfort of fame, adapting to this new reality was undoubtedly a challenge. A fellow recruit who trained alongside Jungkook reportedly shared an insight into his struggles. He never complained, not even once. But there were nights when we could tell he was exhausted, both physically and mentally. He always tried to encourage everyone, but you could see it in his eyes. He missed his brothers. He missed the music. He missed being Jungkook of BTS. These words sent another wave of emotions through the fandom. The thought of Jungkook, the golden magne who had always been full of energy and smiles, struggling in silence was enough to break even the strongest-hearted fans. Despite the hardships, Jungkook's letter hinted at what kept him going, memories of his time with BTS and the unwavering support from ARMY. I close my eyes and I see the seven of us, standing together under the stage lights. I hear the sound of ARMY's voices louder than anything. That memory is what gets me through the hardest days, he wrote. The mention of the group's past performances, their bond as brothers, and the love from their fans was a reminder that no matter how far apart they were, BTS would always remain connected. And one of the most touching parts of the letter, Jungkook shared how he would hum BTS songs to himself during moments of solitude. When things get tough, I sing Magic Shop in my head. I remember why we started this journey. And I remind myself this isn't the end. It's just another chapter. Another surprise revelation came from reports that Jungkook had naturally taken on a leadership role among his fellow recruits. Even though he was new, people naturally gravitated toward him. A source revealed. He was always encouraging others, always giving his all in training. There was this one day when we were all struggling to complete an exercise, and Jungkook just started singing. Out of nowhere, everyone joined in. It was like, for a moment, we forgot about the pain. That's the kind of person he is.